Okay, here we go, everyone. You better brace for impact. Queer creator of gayest Star Wars series claps back at haters. That's all of you who've been watching my videos. I know most of you don't like the Acolyte. Well, Leslie Headland's coming for you. Okay, sorry about that. That was unnecessarily cringe. Before we get into the video, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are not subscribed to the channel. Please, I'm almost at 90K. If all of you who are watching are not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. It's a free thing you could do to help out the channel. We'll get there after this video. Please. All right, anyway, let's do a Star Wars theory check first. Huge shout out to Master of the TDS over on Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with that. If you're not following them, you should. They're the ones that put all this together. Let's see what the peaceful side of the Star Wars fandom is saying about Star Wars theory. Yep, pretty much sums it up. Can we get rid of them? Can we? I can't even read some of this stuff on YouTube. Basically, the bottom left says they should remove his head. My goodness. I would love to see if this side of the fandom is calling this stuff out, but after my latest video, they must have all watched it because every single one of them has blocked me. Interesting enough, huh? But remember, folks, Star Wars theory was the problem. But anyway, the reason why you're here is to see this glorious clapback from Leslie Headland. Oh, and by the way, this show has dipped now to 13%. Can we get a 12? Can we get a 12 after this episode? But let's see what she said. Leslie Headland sat down to speak to a reporter. This is coming from The Hollywood Reporter to talk about the recent backlash. The creator of the controversial Disney Plus Star Wars show, The Acolyte, is pushing back against those who say that her show is woke. Propaganda featuring lesbian space witches, slamming the criticism as reductive. Oh, that's the big clapback. You guys are reductive. You know, you're painting with the broad brush here. Leslie Headland, the first openly queer person to create a major Star Wars project, as the Hollywood Reporter described her, spoke to the outlet this week about the backlash the show has gotten for its progressive themes, telling the outlet that she never intended to make a show with an overt political agenda, even if it contains some LGBTQ messaging. What? LGBTQ messaging is overt political agenda. What are you talking about? That's exactly what it is. You literally sat down and did an interview saying that this is the gayest Star Wars show ever. We got the clip, but we'll bring it up soon. The show's LGBTQ reputation has preceded itself, generating a new viral moment where a journalist from The Wrap, that's the clip I was talking about, told Headland and non-binary series star Amanda Steinberg during an interview that the show is arguably the gayest Star Wars by a considerable margin. Though she and the actor were amused by the question, Headland suggested it wasn't something she was aiming for. Still, she accepted the characterization, saying, "I'm frankly into it." During her recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Headland appeared inclined to temper some of the reaction to the interview with The Wrap. Yeah, because of the backlash. The backlash that it got, you need to walk it back now because, you know, the things that you were saying on there, basically saying R2-D2 was gay, C-3PO is gay, and all these characters are gay in Star Wars. The non-binary actress said all nerds are, you know, here's the clip.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not
bracing
the gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, you know, this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well,
Yeah.
some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Don't worry, I'm not going to show the entire thing. The article goes on to say, "I was surprised by the question," Leslie Headland said. "Amanda and I just burst out laughing because that's our knee-jerk reaction to being asked that. But to be honest, I don't know what the term gay means in that sense. I don't believe I've created queer with a capital Q content. You made two women create life. Just throwing that out there. But I think she addresses that as well. Headland also weighed in on a controversial storyline in episode 3 of The Acolyte, which seemed to confirm critics' worst fears about overt LGBTQ propaganda being part of the show. The narrative in question implied that two powerful witches belonging to an all-female society used force magic to generate their female offspring, force magic. In social media circles, disgruntled fans started mocking the series for having made lesbian space witches a legit part of the Star Wars canon. Headland slammed that reading of the episode, telling the outlet, "They're in a matriarchal society. As a gay woman, I knew it would read that their sexuality is queer, but there also aren't any men in their community, so a closeness between the two of them would be natural. It seemed plot-driven." Come on now, Leslie Headland. You knew exactly what you were doing when you put all that together. Like, don't walk it back now. Listen, just come on out and say it. You wanted to put a lot of LGBTQ stuff in the series. I would respect you more if you just like be honest about it. Just say, nope, this is what we're doing. Like in the other interview, you're like, hey, I'm kind of for it. She goes on to say, "I would say it's reductive to call them lesbians. I think it means you're not really paying attention to this story," she added. Headland reiterated that though she isn't making an LGBTQ series, she stands by the queerness of the show. Dear God, these 3 sentences. What is this? So you're saying you're not making it, but you're going to stand by it. You're not making an LGBTQ series, but you're going to stand by the queerness. Got it. I'm proud of being a gay woman who's accomplished this feat, and certainly, if my content is called queer, I don't want to disown whatever queerness is in the show. I would be proud to create something that inspired queer people, she said. The creator also slammed fans who spin the show's LGBTQ themes as a negative thing, stating, "Honestly, I feel sad." Oh, she's sad about it. Listen, it's Star Wars. It shouldn't be about sexuality. It should be about Star Wars. But these activists have taken over and they just want to make it about, hey, let's push agenda. Hey, let's just push this theming. Hey, let's push this messaging. Hey, we got to make sure we know everyone's sexuality in the show because that's what people really want. They want to know. They want to know who's gay. They want to know who's straight. They want to know who's asexual. They want to know who's this, from the aliens to the creatures. We got to know, right? No, we don't got to know. We don't want to know. We don't care to know. We just want a good story. We just want a good story. But this is what happens when you hire certain people to create a Star Wars film. Again, I'm here for it. I think it's funny because never in a million years would I ever think I'd be sitting around talking about sexuality in Star Wars. Never. But here we are. Okay, let's see. Let's get back here. Honestly, I feel sad that people would think that if something were gay, that it would be bad. It makes me feel sad that a bunch of people on the internet would somehow dismantle what I consider to be the most important piece of art that I've ever created. So this Star Wars show is the most important piece of art. Well, it's just because you're changing it. Like, you don't really know Star Wars. You're just changing everything. But hey, again, I'm all for it. Go for it. Put in all the messaging. Put in all the theming. Put it all in, man. Just jump into the deep end. I just got one question for Bob Iger over there at Disney. How is all that working out for you? Disney Plus has burned up more than 11 billion of operating losses. There you go. So I don't know if this is the big clapback that this article said it was. I think it's more of a walk back, so people won't focus on what's in front of them. And it's just that It's not going to happen. We see what this show is. And frankly, for me, I'm just laughing at it all. This is Jay. We'll catch you on the next one.